Hey guys, it's Thundersplash, and in this episode we're going to be talking about how to make a sonar system in Unreal Engine 5. Alright, so before we get started, I made some mistakes, but I had fun, so that's all that really matters. I've corrected them throughout the video, so bear with me if it's a little choppy, and enjoy the video. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, first we're going to right click, look for material, and then look for material parameter. Then we're going to type in PC_radius, double click, and then we're going to add an element, and then we're going to make sure this says radius. Save it. Next, right click, go to material, and type in scan material. Double click. Next, we're going to right click and look for scene texture. We're going to change this to a post process, input 0. And then we're going to look for a component mask. Next, we'll right click and look for a texture object. And at this point, we're going to type in hex. After that, we're going to right click, look for world align texture. So now we're going to add a parameter, and we're going to rename it to size. And connect it to here. And then we're going to right click, look for a component mask, and connect it to the X, Y, Z. After that, right click, type multiply. Next, we'll right click and look for world position. And after that, we're going to look for the sphere mask. Next, we'll right click again, and we'll look for a camera position. We'll drag this to B. So now we're going to add a parameter. We're going to rename it to hardness. We're going to add another parameter and name that max radius. Now we're going to connect the parameter hardness to the sphere mask hardness. After that, we're going to look for multiply. We're going to connect the multiply to radius. Next, we'll right click and look for PC radius. Then we'll connect it to the multiply. After that, we'll right click on sphere mask and we'll look for seal, I believe that's how you say it. And then after that, we'll right click and look for sign. After that, we're going to add a clamp. After that, we're going to right click, look for scene texture. And we're going to change it to world normal. Next, we're going to connect world normal to world space normal. After that, we're going to right click and look for alert. And we're going to move the component mask to A. After that, we're going to get the multiply, and we're going to connect it to alpha. After that, we're going to add some color. And then we're going to convert this to a parameter. We're going to rename this to scan color. And we're going to connect it to B. Save it. Right click, and we're going to look for 1 minus. And we're going to connect the multiply B to 1 minus. After that, we're going to connect the PC radius to 1 minus as well. Save it. All right, so I realized I messed up here, but we're going to work through it. So yeah, so we're going to break the node. We're going to break the node again. And now we're going to connect the component mask to A for the multiply. And then we're going to connect the multiply to alpha. After that, we're going to connect the multiply B to the clamp. And then we're going to connect multiply B to 1 minus. And then we're going to connect 1 minus to PC radius. And we should look a lot better now. Next, we're going to add some more color. And we're going to rename this to highlight 1. Next, we'll right click, look for lerp. We'll break the node. And we'll connect the highlight 1 to lerp B. And then we're going to connect lerp A to lerp A. After that, we're going to duplicate the lerp. And then we're going to connect lerp to lerp A. After that, we're going to add some more color. Then we're going to connect it to lerp B. After that, we're going to get the alpha, right click, and we're going to look for multiply. After that, we're going to create a parameter, and we're going to label it base ref. Next, we'll right click and look for scene texture. And we're going to change this to world normal. Next, we'll right click on color and look for component mask. After that, we'll right click again and look for fresnel. Break the node, and then we're going to attach it to normal. After that, we're going to connect base ref to base reflect fraction. Once we're done with that, we're going to make sure the fresnel is connected to multiply A. Then we're going to right click and add in a parameter, and we're going to label this one power. Next, we're going to connect it to exponent. After that, we're going to add a constant, and we're going to change the value to 1. After that, we'll right click and we'll look for a bit mask. Then we'll right click again and look for scene texture. Now we're going to change this to custom stencil. Right click here and look for mask component. After that, we're going to right click and look for divide. And we're going to make sure it says 255. Then after that, we're going to connect it to bit mask. Then we're going to connect multiply B to result. Compile. Then after that, right click, look for bit mask. All right, then we're going to break the node, reconnect it here, look for another constant, and change the value to 2. Now we're going to connect the constant to bit. Then we're going to right click, look for multiply. And then we're going to connect the fresnel to multiply A. And after that, we'll connect multiply B to bit mask. After that, we're going to connect multiply to alpha. Then we're going to duplicate the lerp and connect the lerp to lerp B. After that, we're going to connect the lerp to emissive. Next, we'll connect the mask component to lerp A. Next, we're going to go to project settings. And we're going to type in stencil. And we're going to change this to enabled with stencil. After that, we'll go back to our third person map. Right click and look for create material instance. Then we're going to click all these. And these will be the parameters that's going to adjust the light of our scanner. Alright, so you can change this to whatever numbers you want. I played around with this for a little bit, so these are the numbers I want to choose. And then the color doesn't really matter. It's really more of a preference, but these are the colors I want to use. After that, we can go back to the scan material and we can adjust the colors real quick. Next, we'll go back to PC radius, and we're going to change the parameter name to radius. That will enable it, and then we'll hit save. After that, we'll go to third person character blueprint. Click on mesh. Type in custom. And then we're going to make sure render custom depth pass is checked. And we're going to change the custom depth stencil value to 1. Compile. Next, we're going to go to place actors and we're going to look for post process volume. Then we're going to drag it onto our scene. After that, we'll make sure post process volume settings is enabled. And then we'll go to post process materials. Make sure the array is selected. And now we're going to look for scan material instance. After that, we'll look for a spear, and we're going to place it onto our seat as well. Next, we're going to go to the third-person character blueprint. Right-click, type in keyboard, and we're going to change the input to whatever you want. I'm choosing Q. After that, we're going to right-click, look for timeline. Right click again and look for set scalar parameter value. Parameter name is going to be radius. And then we're going to open up the timeline. We'll add a new track. And then we'll add a key to the curve float. We'll add one more. We're going to change the length to 2 seconds. We'll adjust the first key to 0. And the value to 0 as well. And then the second key's time should be 2. And the value for it should be 1. Right click, we'll select auto. And we'll make sure this key has auto as well. Compile. Alright, save. After that, we're going to click on released and look for delay. After that, we'll right click and we'll connect it to reverse from end. We're going to change the duration to 3 seconds. After that, we're going to connect the new track to parameter value and hit compile. After that, we're going to adjust the map, and we're going to figure out where we want to put the spheres. Next, we'll go back to the scan material, look for material domain, and change it to post-process. Very important. Save it. After that, we're going to click on all the objects that we want to have highlighted. We'll make sure we click on Render Custom Depth Pass. And then for the custom depth stencil value, we'll change it. And as you can see, they're all the same color. Alright, so for the values for the spheres, we're going to change them to 0 is neutral, 1's going to be the enemy, and 2 is going to be friendly. And based on the values, the colors will change as well. And last and certainly not least, our scan is going to remain the same color because it has no value. Alright, so we fixed a few things. We're going to change this custom depth stencil to 0 for the character. We've adjusted the lighting for the scene. And now when we press Q, we'll have yellow and red. Yellow will be friendly and red will be enemies. Alright guys, and that's about it. And then that is how you make a scanner in Unreal Engine 5. Hey guys, if you like these type of videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.